long before the rise of the Rumian hierarchy, before the green flowery times of the Groomy Collective, before the criminal cat syndicate, before the relics dug up by Rumian archaeologists, before the Rumiphage. Long before any of these galactic powers entered the stage, there were the Proto-Rumians, a proud, fierce race of felines with one single, unified purpose: to cleanse the galaxy of all that is not catlike, especially burbs. The Proto-Rumian existence led to a crisis, but would they become the end crisis? Hi Rumians, I'm Druzhnik. Thank you for tuning in to the newest Stellaris series on my channel, featuring the 3.0 update. Welcome to the Empire of the Bouncy Tail. A big thank you goes to Paradox Interactive for providing me with a key to this expansion. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. It helps my channel immensely. You can also become a member and support the channel that way if you wish. Now, let's get going. Meet the Empire of the Bouncy Tail. Our ruler is Rumelini Mussolini. Oh man, you have no idea how much fun I had setting everything up for this empire. It was hilarious. So we are a star empire with a very, very imperial way of governing ourselves. Rumi has actually come over. She's like, I approve. We have authoritarian ethics and fanatic militarist ethics. Our civics are, we have nationalistic zeal, which gives us war exhaustion gain minus 10% and claim influence cost minus 10%. And we have an aristocratic elite. And that means that we can build noble estates that give noble jobs, and we have a governor level cap +1. So we are the Proto-Rumians. We are life-seeded. That is our origin. And that means that we start with a Gaia world with several rare planetary features. And our habitability preference is therefore also set to Gaia worlds, making other types of planets undesirable. And undesirable, in case you have never played as life-seeded, undesirable is an understatement. All the other planets are 0% habitability. That's basically it. So, yeah. It's quite something. Now, so we have Gaia world preference, we are intelligent, we are strong, and we are decadent, as any empire usually is, I think. This is our logo, and these are our humble beginnings. Now, let me see. I might actually want to turn up the music a little bit, so let me check. Let's see if this is better. So what I want to do is I want to go over a few of the new key features. I can't show everything unless I'm playing, obviously, because there are some new things concerning first contact, for example, and you can't have first contact if you, well, don't have first contact. But there are some changes there in terms of how first contact goes. It's not a static saying, hello, we met somebody, but it's actually, oh, we have found something that is not us. What do we do with it? That's very interesting. Then there's also the espionage, which is closely tied to the first contact protocol, but not just that. Now, I also I can't show you anything about that right now either unless we play, but the general idea is that you use your envoys to set up spy networks in other empires, kind of like how you do it with spy operatives in Hearts of Iron. And they take some time to establish spy networks, and then you can have them do multiple kinds of tasks, like gather intelligence so you can know how strong the other empire is, acquiring assets inside the empire, doing smear campaigns. There's all kinds of things that you can do to make it a little bit difficult for the other empire or to ruin its relationship with other empires. Now, the ultimate thing is I think you can arm some privateers and have them create a lot of problems for the other empire. So there's some options there. Hang on, I have to manage my cat. Rumi? Please don't do that, Rumi. You're always nice, and then as soon as I start recording, you're like, ha ha ha, let me ruin everything, human. For I am fabulous. Don't fight the fabulous, or the fabulous will fight you. Okay, so I will show you espionage when we play. Now, there's also, which I really like, being the crisis. And there's actually a new tab here, and this whole thing is now called Society Management, which is a change. And so now we have the traditions that we know, the relics that came with the archaeology pack, and then we have the crisis screen that gets activated once you pick the Become the Crisis Ascension perk. So that is another very interesting one that we will be looking at because, as you've heard in the intro, Becoming the Crisis is exactly what the Proto-Rumians aspire to. So that is something that we will do as soon as we possibly can, because Becoming the Crisis takes multiple levels of effort, and you actually have to do all kinds of things like attack other empires, kill enemy ships, destroy other empires, be in breach of galactic law, for example. So there's a lot of things that you need to do in order to level up and actually become a real crisis. Now, the other side of this is that you can become the custodian as well, the galaxy's custodian, and you can fight the crisis and win, and even become the galactic emperor if you so wish. Now, if you've watched the Cold War that was streamed under Paradox's banner last week, if you're watching this live, then you have seen all of these features in play. You've seen the galactic emperor, which is quite cool, and these mechanics are really, really nice. Now, we'll see what happens in this game, but my goal is to become the endgame crisis and destroy everything. So yeah, so that's that. Then the other change is what the planetary rework. So as you can see, the buildings have been placed over here, and there are significantly fewer of them right now. Now, I'll get back to this in a second, but if you look at the districts, we have a new industrial district here. So we have our customary city district, which has clerks producing trade value and amenities and a lot of housing. We know that one. Then we have the industrial district, which also produces a tiny bit of housing, but what it really does is it has artisans turn minerals into consumer goods and metallurgists turning minerals into alloys. Now, if you look at the tooltip, you can see that there is actually a higher amount of consumer goods production than alloy production, and that they still use minerals. You can still build the alloy foundries and the civilian industries, so you actually are still able to build the individual buildings as well. But this district is very interesting, and it does allow for the reduction of these buildings, and it actually has an impact on the economy. It works a little bit differently now, so you gotta relearn a few of the things, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It seems to work so far. Now, we still have the generator district that we know, with technicians producing energy credits. We have the mining district that produces minerals, and then we have the agriculture district producing food. So the buildings now do not work anymore with the amount of pops on your planet. Well, they do indirectly, because if I want to open, for example, this building slot, I can only do so by building a city district or upgrading my planetary administration. So at some point you will need to start upgrading this thing, and that thing, of course, can be upgraded when you have more pops on your planet. So the pop count is now an indirect feature or an indirect vector that changes the amount of building slots that you have open. So that is a very, very interesting change. So let's see, we have some features here, but it's not, let's see, what do we have? Do we have anything interesting? I don't think so. Well, we have max crystal mines +1, max extraction wells, and moat harvesting traps, so that's good. If we get rid of the sprawling slums, we'll get 1 Proto-Rumian pop. And here we have mining districts again. So not that interesting. Now, I don't think that there are other really big changes here, except that higher tier, so the specialists and the rulers, higher tier pops now demote a little bit more quickly. And the other interesting change is that if you have unemployment on a planet, the pops will migrate quickly or more quickly to a planet that actually has open job slots. In the previous iterations, they wouldn't really do that. I'm not sure if they wouldn't do it at all or just very slowly, but now they should do that a little bit more dynamically, which should reduce endgame micromanagement. I haven't played until the end game in Nemesis yet. I've played around with it a little bit until I kind of figured out what the Espionage is doing and how to be a crisis. But I haven't really played much further than that. So I don't know. I don't know about the micromanagement. Now, let's see. So yes, the economy impact is mostly from changing this into a separate district, which I guess changes the priority you place on different buildings that you build. Not only do you have fewer building slots, but you also have, I guess, a different choice mechanism in building your districts and the buildings that you build separately. And I guess we will learn how to manage everything as we go along. Now, as I said, we have our Empress Rumilini Muzzolini over here, and she is warlike, which is nice, and she's a champion of the people. She has an agenda, scientific leap, research speed +10%, which is nice. She'll have an heir soon. But the interesting thing of playing as a life-seeded empire is that all the other planets that we'll find... Oh, let's actually see where we are. Okay. Could be a good spot, could be the worst spot ever. Watch me being in the worst spot ever, as usual. So currently, all the planets are potentially habitable. As soon as we go somewhere and check it out, it'll say 0%. So this changes our strategy, right? What do we do? At the beginning, we'll have to play tall, because if we go and colonize a non-habitable world, So I think there are 3 things that we can do. We can go for early terraforming and hope that we can make sure that we can live somewhere. We can go for early habitats and start building them wherever we can and live there. That's definitely something that I want to play around with. Or the third, if we are lucky, we'll get the bowel precursors. And I think that if you finish that event chain, you get a relic that allows you to have a decision that turns planets into Gaia worlds, which would be perfect. And I don't know if that precursor is tied to being life-seeded as an origin, or if that's completely random. But in any case, I hope that we will get that. So let's set up the game so that we can start as soon as possible. Oh yes, I went with Roman names because, well, Proto-Rumians, we're trying to take over everything, and we're very hierarchical. I thought it was funny. But anyway, let's see. Let's go for research. Here, let's go for the unity. And here, let's go for the research. So that's one thing that I wanted to do. The second thing is, we have our science ship over here. You know what? Let's have you survey, 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 and a survey. I'll probably change that once I build the second science ship. We still have some things that we can build here, but we can't really start with that because we don't have enough minerals. So the other thing that I could actually do is design my corvettes, and then you can also see I chose the Imperial ships, not because I want to become the Galactic Emperor, but just because they're new, and I thought it would be cool to look at them this way. So yeah, let's set up those ships so that we actually have them. That was a really dumb way to say anything, Druzh. Let's set up these ships so that we have them. Oh, really? Could have just said nothing. Okay, let's call this one Strix for now, and I'll call all the corvettes with an S. How about that? How about that? An interceptor, boom, boom, and the mass driver in the middle to get through those. I think it's shields, yeah. So, give me... I mean, we could have called them anything with a C. That might have made more sense. Sulpicious, I like it. It's not suspicious at all. Okay, pick a chip. Let's put the point defense. That was a lower armor damage, so we add them little lasers. And we shall call you... Rufinus. I like Rufinus. Come on. Surely you have Spurious. There we go. Okay, so we have our corvettes. We will add them to the fleet manager. We will change you into the Spurious. I never do this so early on. But we want to kill stuff, so... And I don't know if I'll do this immediately. Well, fine, whatever. Let's do that immediately. So, we are the Empire of the Bouncy Tail. We are here on Arumis, on Bouncy Ball. And we're going to try to become the Endgame Crisis. So in the next episode, I will actually start the gameplay. Now, if it's really, really bad, our starting position, then I might change it and reload and see if we get a better position. But I don't think so. I think we'll be fine. I'll only do that if we are like boxed in 2 star systems away from 2 sides. But I hope that won't happen. So anyway, what you can expect from this series is regular uploads and a lot of fun. And a lot of very bad puns, probably, knowing myself. Now, if you would like to contribute to the discussions, you are very, very welcome and highly encouraged to drop a comment down in the comment section below. Or if you want to be more active, join the Discord channel. I'll add a link to the description below. You're very, very welcome to join. I'll be very happy to talk with you there as well. And yeah, please feel free to drop me a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider that. And I hope you'll enjoy the Empire of the Bouncy Tail, because the Proto-Rumians are coming for us all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.